Step into the $150 million world of Ben Affleck, one of Hollywood's most iconic actors and power players. From his luxurious mansions to his fame, Hollywood power moves, and impressive net worth, Ben Affleck's life is a testament to success, hard work, and ambition. In this video, we explore Ben Affleck's multi-million-dollar properties, his remarkable career in Hollywood, and the moves he's made to stay at the top of the industry. Plus, we'll take a look at his net worth and how he continues to dominate both in front of and behind the camera. Whether you admire his acting, directing, or business decisions, Ben Affleck is a true Hollywood mogul. Ben Affleck, American actor and filmmaker. Born the 15th of August, 1972, age 52 years. Berkeley, California, United States. Spouse, Jennifer Lopez, 2022-2025. Jennifer Garner, M. 2005-2018. Children, Finn Affleck, Violet Affleck. Height, 1.89 m. Education, Cambridge Rindge, Latin School, 1990. University of Vermont, Occidental College. Siblings, Casey Affleck, Ben Affleck. Net worth, $150 million. Personal life, relationship with Jennifer Garner. Affleck was married to actress Jennifer Garner from 2005 to 2018. They began dating in August 2004, having established a friendship on the sets of Pearl Harbor, 2001, and Daredevil, 2003. They were married on June 29, 2005, in a private Turks and Caicos ceremony. Victor Garber, who officiated the ceremony, and his partner, Rainer Andreessen, were the only guests. Affleck and Garner have 3 children together. They publicly announced their separation in June 2015, with Affleck continuing to live in a guest house at the family home until mid-2017. They jointly filed for divorce in April 2017, seeking joint physical and legal custody of their children. They jointly hired a mediator to help them negotiate a financial settlement, and the divorce was finalized in October 2018. In 2020, Affleck described the divorce as the biggest regret of my life and a painful experience. Even if you're on the best possible terms and you agree it's the best choice. While Affleck believes paparazzi attention is part of the deal of stardom, he has spoken out against photographs taken at his private residence and paparazzi interest in his children specifically, who he says became the big money draw for photographers waiting outside his home. In 2013, Affleck and Garner hosted an event for lawmakers at their home in support of a bill that would protect celebrities' children from harassment by photographers. Their 6-year-old daughter made a speech about her personal experiences. Garner also testified before the California Assembly Judiciary Committee in support of the bill, which later became law. Despite the legislation, photographers still regularly wait outside their children's school, and police assistance is sometimes required. In 2014, Affleck argued in favor of United Kingdom-style legislation that requires media outlets to blur children's faces in published photos. He has said there are real practical dangers involved in paparazzi attention, citing Garner's longtime stalker, Stephen Berkey, who was arrested in December 2009 while trying to blend in with paparazzi outside their daughter's preschool. Berkey was charged with 2 counts of stalking, to which he pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. In March 2010, he was ruled insane, sent to California's state mental hospital, and ordered to stay away from the Affleck-Garner family for 10 years if released. Early life. Affleck was born Benjamin Geza Affleck Bolt on August 15, 1972, in Berkeley, California. His family moved to Massachusetts when he was 3, living in Falmouth, where his brother Casey was born, before settling in Cambridge. His mother, Christopher Ann Chris Bolt, was a Harvard-educated elementary school teacher. His father, Timothy Byers Affleck, was an aspiring playwright who was mostly unemployed. He worked sporadically as a carpenter, auto mechanic, bookie, electrician, bartender, and janitor at Harvard. In the mid-1960s, he had been an actor and stage manager with the Theater Company of Boston. During Affleck's childhood, his father had a self-described severe, chronic problem with alcoholism, and Affleck has recalled him drinking all day every day. His father was very difficult, and Affleck felt a sense of relief at the age of 11 when his parents divorced, and his father exited the family home. His father continued to drink heavily and eventually became homeless, spending 2 years living on the streets of Cambridge, When Affleck was 16, his father entered a rehabilitation facility in Indio, California. He lived at the facility for 12 years to maintain his sobriety and worked there as an addiction counselor. Affleck was raised in a politically active liberal household. He and his brother Casey were surrounded by people who worked in the arts. The boys regularly attended theater performances with their mother and were encouraged to make their own home movies. David Wheeler, a family friend, later remembered Affleck as a very bright and intensely curious child. The brothers auditioned for roles in local commercials and film productions because of their mother's friendship with a Cambridge area casting director, and Affleck first acted professionally at the age of 7. His mother saved his wages in a college trust fund and hoped her son would ultimately become a teacher, worrying that acting was an insecure and frivolous profession. When Affleck was 13, he filmed a children's television program in Mexico. He learned to speak Spanish during a year spent traveling around the country with his mother and brother. As a Cambridge Rindge and Latin high school student, Affleck acted in theater productions and was inspired by drama teacher Jerry Specca. He became close friends with fellow student Matt Damon, whom he had known since the age of 8. Although Damon was 2 years older, the pair had identical interests, and both wanted to pursue acting careers. They traveled to New York together for acting auditions and saved money for train and airline tickets in a joint bank account. While Affleck had high SAT scores, he was largely an unfocused student with poor attendance. He spent a few months studying Spanish at the University of Vermont, chosen because of its proximity to his then-girlfriend, but he left after fracturing his hip while playing basketball. At 18, Affleck moved to Los Angeles, studying Middle Eastern affairs at Occidental College for a year and a half. Career: 1981, 1997, child acting and Good Will Hunting. Affleck acted professionally throughout his childhood, but, in his own words, not in the sense that I had a mom that wanted to take me to Hollywood or a family that wanted to make money from me. I kind of chanced into something. He first appeared, at the age of 7, in an independent film, The Dark End of the Street, 1981, directed by a family friend. His biggest success as a child actor was as the star of the PBS children's series, The Voyage of the Mimi, 1984, and The Second Voyage of the Mimi, 1988, produced for 6th grade science classes. Affleck worked sporadically on Mimi from the age of 8 to 15 in both Massachusetts and Mexico. As a teenager, he appeared in the ABC after-school special, Wanted: A Perfect Man, 1986, the television film Hands of a Stranger, 1987, and a 1989 Burger King commercial. After high school, Affleck moved briefly to New York in search of acting work. Later, while studying at Occidental College in Los Angeles, Affleck directed student films. As an actor, he had a series of knock-around parts, one to the next. He played Patrick Duffy's son in the television film Daddy, 1991, made an uncredited appearance as a basketball player in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer film, 1992, and had a supporting role as a prep school student in School Ties, 1992. He played a high school quarterback in the NBC television series Against the Grain, 1993, and a steroid-abusing high school football player in Body to Die For, The Aaron Henry Story, 1994. Affleck's most notable role during this period was as a high school bully in Richard Linklater's cult classic Dazed and Confused, 1993. Linklater wanted a likable actor for the villainous role, and while Affleck was big and imposing, he was so smart and full of life, I just liked him. Affleck later said Linklater was instrumental in demystifying the filmmaking process for him. Affleck's first starring film role was as an aimless art student in the college drama Glory Days, 1995, with Stephen Holden of the New York Times remarking that his affably mopey performance finds just the right balance between obnoxious and sad sack. He then played a bully in filmmaker Kevin Smith's comedy Mallrats, 1995, and became friends with Smith during the filming. Affleck had begun to worry that he would be relegated to a career of throwing people into their lockers, but Smith wrote him a lead role in the romantic comedy Chasing Amy, 1997. The film was Affleck's breakthrough. Janet Maslin of the New York Times praised Affleck's wonderful ease playing the role, combining suave good looks with cool comic timing. Owen Gleiberman of Entertainment Weekly described it as a wholesome and quick-witted performance. When Affleck starred as a recently returned Korean War veteran in the coming-of-age drama Going All the Way, 1997, Todd McCarthy of Variety found him excellent, while Janet Maslin of the New York Times noted that his flair for comic self-doubt made a strong impression. Bill Clinton, Ben Affleck, and Matt Damon sit on two sofas while looking towards a television screen. The success of 1997's Good Will Hunting, which Affleck co-wrote and acted in, marked a turning point in his career. The screenplay originated in 1992, when Damon wrote a 40-page script for a playwriting class at Harvard University. He asked Affleck to act out the scenes with him in front of the class, and when Damon later moved into Affleck's Los Angeles apartment, they began working on the script in earnest. The film, which they wrote mainly during improvisation sessions, was set partly in their hometown of Cambridge and drew from their own experiences. The screenplay was born of their desire to create an acting reel for themselves. They sold the screenplay to Castle Rock in 1994 when Affleck was 22 years old. During the development process, they received notes from industry figures, including Rob Reiner and William Goldman. Following a lengthy dispute with Castle Rock about a suitable director, Affleck and Damon persuaded Miramax to purchase the screenplay. The two friends moved back to Boston for a year before the film finally went into production, directed by Gus Van Sant and co-starring Damon, Affleck, Minnie Driver, and Robin Williams. On its release, Janet Maslin of the New York Times praised the smart and touching screenplay, while Emmanuel Levy of Variety found it funny, nonchalant, moving, and angry. Jay Carr of the Boston Globe wrote that Affleck brought a beautifully nuanced tenderness to his role as the working-class friend of Damon's mathematical prodigy character. Affleck and Damon eventually won the Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay. Affleck has described this period of his life as dreamlike. It was like one of those scenes in an old movie when a newspaper comes spinning out of the black onto the screen. You know, $100 million box office, awards. He remains the youngest writer, at age 25, ever to win an Oscar for screenwriting.